Okay, so normally when you're doing probabilities, well, always, you want the target outcomes or the target group or whatever out of the total group. That's what a probability tells you. There was probably one on the ACT. Did you guys have one of those? Probably.
We did like one.
They always put like one, I think, at least. Maybe on the real one it's like 2 or something. But yeah, like what's the probability if I choose student at random? It'll be a boy. 4 out of 9, right?
Oh yeah, I think
Four.
they did a marble one.
Marble
Yeah, there was a
one.
marble one.
Yeah.
I know there's one about a 7-4 triangle ratio. A little triangle is and a big triangle.
7 to 4.
Yeah.
That'd been more like a cross
Which one did you
multiply
choose?
problem.
I chose 35 on that one.
How do you?
I actually think I do.
Okay, anyways.
I like that one.
It was 35. I don't know how you remember that.
So
It was 20 times 1.5.
we'll just jump in here and get going. A quarter is, hopefully this is a little more intuitive. A quarter, what?
How many problems are we doing?
Oh, it's mystery. I think I put 30. That might
I'm
be
gonna say you put
ambitious.
22 because the board says.
That was yesterday's assignment.
Oh, 5 times 2 is yesterday.
Well, originally I was going to make it like a 2-day assignment though for the other class, so we'll see if we can get it done once with you guys. Number 1, a quarter is flipped. What are the probabilities if a quarter is flipped?
50-50.
No, like what are the possible outcomes? I mean,
Oh,
I said that
heads
wrong.
or tails?
Okay, so the book put something like S equals and then braces, heads, comma, tails. I'm not going to do the S equals. We'll just say heads or tails. And then that's what they call the sample space. Not really in love with that terminology. And then the N of S means like what are the number of possible outcomes, the number of the sample. So what are the possible number of possible outcomes? 2. So let's put a 2 out there. So it's the sample space means what are the possible outcomes, and then the N of S means what are the number of possible outcomes. That's what they mean. Okay. Ooh, number 2 is a bit of a mess.
Yeah. Are you gonna do it?
So like the first possible outcome is heads, heads, heads,
Oh, okay.
heads, heads, tails.
Yeah, it's like that other problem.
It was like the tree one we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how many possible outcomes there are though? If you, no, that was 4 flips. 3 flips.
Not
12.
2 possibilities, 2 possibilities, 2 possibilities. 2 times 2 times 2. 8. 8. So you should have 8 in the sample space. Number 3, a letter is chosen randomly from the word grace. So the possible outcomes G, R, A, T, E, 5. Okay. Number 5, find each probability when a number is drawn from a hat containing the numbers 1 through 15. What do you think they mean when they put P of 15? What do you think that means?
It's 1 in 15 chance.
Okay, it means what's the probability that you draw a 15? That's what it means. So if the hat is filled with numbers 1 through 15, what's the probability that you draw 15 out? 1 in 15. Number 7, what's the probability that you would draw a 17? 0. There are no 17s in the hat. What if they said, maybe they do say it, what's the probability of drawing a number 1 through 15? What would that probability be?
15 out of 15.
Which is
1.
1, yeah. I don't, they kind of did ask it, I guess. Number 9, what's the probability of drawing, what does that mean?
Between 3 and
Between 3 and 7. So what numbers are between 3 and 7? 4, 5, 6. So that's 3 numbers out of 15.
So 1 out of 5.
Yeah, 1 in 5 chance. I kind of think that probabilities written in like decimal or percentage form are more helpful.
Yes. So
But it's easier to write them in fraction form usually. But yeah, we're not going to do it unless they tell us to.
Wait, Mr. Gordon, on 2, does order matter?
Yeah. Number 11. Okay. What's different about 11 from 9? What did they change?
equal to or
So it could include 10 or 15.
10, 11.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's actually 6 numbers. Yeah. If you're counting from 10 to 15, that's 5 steps. But if you include 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 6 numbers. So anyway, it's 6 out of 15, which reduces to divide by 3. See, it's easy peasy. Squeezy. What's the one Will says? Macaroni and cheesy or something like that?
Yeah, he would be that guy.
Then the juniors yell at him, "That's not how it goes." That's what my parents told me.
Well, parents also learned that it was 100 question test.
What is it?
20.
Right?
Will's parents told him that he's not going to get, or to take his test because it's a 100 question test.
That's worse.
Yeah.
I would literally not.
Literally.
Literally.
Okay, number 13. Here's your ACT question. A bag contains 3 red balls, 5 yellow, 2 blue. Find, so 3 red, 5 yellow, 2 blue. Find each probability.
What?
Find each probability when one is drawn at random. So how many balls are there altogether?
10.
10. What's the probability, number 13, of choosing a yellow or red? How many yellow or reds are there?
There's 5 yellows as well, so that's 1 in 5. And then red, that's going to be 1 in 3.
So there's 3 red, 5 yellows. There's 8 in 10, which is 4 and 5 chance.
How'd you get that last number?
There's 10 balls.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Number 15, what's the odds of choosing a green ball? 0. Okay, number 17, Coach Dixon keeps free throw statistics for his basketball team. Use the data in the table to find each experimental probability of making free throws to the nearest percent. So this one we are changing to a percent and we're rounding it to the nearest 1%. Okay, yeah, number 17, what's probability for Jake? So I think they mean what's probability Jake's gonna make it on each shot. So yeah, Jake's making 9 out of 27. Do you guys know what that reduces to? What's 1/3 as a decimal percent? 0.3 repeating. What's that as a percent?
30%.
33. Yeah, but we're rounding.
How about you solve the problem actually instead of just.
I did.
We're rounding to the 1% place, so we're just gonna put 33%. Okay, 19. Who is least likely to make? Well, we didn't look at all those guys. Who's least likely to make his next free throw, and what is his probability? Okay, Josh is 18 out of 32, so he makes over half. Andy's 7 out of 16, that's a little less than half. Blake is 3 out of 12, that's way less than
That's
half.
1/4.
Tyrone is a little over half. Jake is about a third. Yeah, no.
No, Blake.
1/4 is worse than a third, right?
Yeah.
So Blake's got the worst, and what's 1/4 as a percentage?
25.
You're
ask
right.
that.
I was about to,
I would be Blake.
I was about to say that you look like a Blake, but I held myself back.
You do like. No, I'm not.
Because you're a hair gel.
You're a hair
I
gel.
wish that was.
Blake?
Yeah.
Really?
Do you know any Blakes?
I don't like.
I used to know Blake.
Brandon's brother's name is Blake, right?
What?
Blake.
Yeah. What's wrong with them?
You do not look like a Blake. You look like
I
a
don't
Timothy.
care if I don't look like a Blake.
You look like a Trey.
You look like a Tommy.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, don't say Tommy. I don't like that name.
Okay, 21.
And Aaron.
That's my middle name.
A red and green number cube. So they say number cube. That's basically a die, right? A dice or dice plural. So how many possible number 20? I'm looking at 20.
Okay.
How many number of possible outcomes are there if you roll 2 dice? They kind of show it in the table over on the right. So the lowest thing you could roll is a 2, the biggest thing you can roll is a 12, right? But how many possible columns are there? How many squares are in there? 36, 6 by 6. So there are 36 possible rolls.
6.
Now that is differentiating between rolling like a 1 and a 4, or 4 and a 1, or a 3 and a 2, or a 4 and a 1, or whatever. Those are all different. Okay, 21. Find the probability of obtaining a sum of 4 on a roll. So if you roll 2 dice, what's the probability that you get a 4? So if you look at that table, how many rolls give us a 4 outcome?
1.
Nope.
5. 6.
Where are you guys looking?
What do you
Where
mean?
am I looking?
Our chart isn't filled out.
It's not filled out.
We're supposed to fill it out.
Oh,
20 says
sorry,
copy
my
and
chart's
paste the
filled out.
table.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you for a minute. You
Let me
guys
do 20.
fill out number 20. Make it neat so you can read it.
You should be like
Feel ashamed.
Shut up.
Just go ahead and do it.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm never gonna talk again. I should have.
What are you drawing? I'm drawing a box.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Can you forgive this in your heart? Abby?
Do not forgive him.
Such a genuine shut up.
It was heartfelt for sure. Is that you?
What'd you say? Wait, he said.
Who wrote
Whittley.
Whittley? You guys notice the pattern there?
Yep.
Oh, you guys, what time are you guys leaving?
It's Wednesday. so
I mean, tomorrow.
7.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, so we leave normal time. 7 in the morning.
I'm not leaving.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A lot of people in the other half of the class aren't leaving either, are they?
What are you gonna do? I have no idea.
You're not coming to school, are you? You don't come to school.
I just asked if I.
They're boring
asked my
people.
parents if I can just stay home and fix it.
I don't think
Everybody
they're, I don't think they're
knows
gonna make you
that.
come to school, cause then that'd give
You're
us
saying
work
this in
too.
front of Kaden said they did.
With the
Kaden
live
said they're
camera.
making the news.
For real?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's
They
crazy.
said they're making you come to school.
That's crazy.
I hope we lock you guys.
Just
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. it's
Okay,
about-
are you guys ready? So, what's the probability of rolling a 4? How many ways? There's 3 ways out of, how many? 3 out of 36.
Which is 1 out of 12.
Are they still asking for a percent?
I already said it.
Good job, Sharon.
Well, whoops.
Looked great.
The book wrote it all 3 ways. I think I might just
3
stop
ways?
the decimal percent and this,
What
Oh.
is 1 out of 12? That's percent.
like 0.08. Anyways, 8%. We'll just leave it like that.
12 over 100.
You just do 1 divided by 12.
So you do yours to the percent.
I don't care. We're in a different section, so from the percentage section, yeah. They just wrote all the ways, though. 23. Find what's the probability of getting an even?
50%.
Think it's 50?
Yes. Because it starts with
Nah.
it starts with 2. There's 36 options. Ends with.
18 guys.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm wrong.
I thought it was 19 and 36.
That was count.
1, 2.
I'm saying 19.
18.
I said 19.
You're so close.
Yeah, what's 18 out of 36 reduced to?
2/3.
No.
1.5.
So I was.
Oh no.
Yeah. There's kind of a way to get there with reading. Okay, 25. What's the probability of getting a 10, rolling a 10? 3 out of 36, so 1/12 again. What's the probability of getting a 6?
Oh, there's 3 of these.
5 out of 36. Have you guys ever played Settlers of Catan?
Yeah.
We gotta play.
This is kind of
What is
what a lot of the game's based on. It's rolling 2 dice a lot, but
Yeah, it's so annoying. Because you think whenever you roll, like you get an 8 land, but then all you roll for the game is 12.
What are you even saying?
You don't know the game. You don't know the game.
okay. Anyways, what's the probability of getting a 10 or a 6? So on the rolling the 10, there were 3 ways to do it, and then rolling the 6, there was 5. So yeah, there's 8 out of 36.
Reduces to
Or we could have just added those two.
2 over 9.
What if I brought it and we played in our hotels
Um,
while Mr. Odell was sleeping? Like on a
tree.
What?
By the end of this year, you're gonna die.
Oh, I saw some numbers over there. Okay, 27. Find the probability to the nearest percent. So we're back to percents again. The engineering club will randomly select 2 representatives from 5 sophomores. Oh, from 5 sophomore boys, 1 junior boy, and 2 junior girls. What's the probability that both will be girls? So we need target group over total group. So how many girls are there?
2.
2. So this one's a lot more to this one than the other ones.
2 out of 7.
2 out of 7. Huh? Are there 7 or 8?
There's 8. 5 sophomore boys, 1, and then Star.
Okay, hold on. This is just the probability that the first position will be a girl. 2 out of 8. Okay, which we could reduce that, but that's not the point. What's the probability that the second position will also be a girl? So how many girls are left to fill this position? 1. Out of how many people left to fill the position?
7.
Okay, so the probability that this happens, 2 out of 8. Probability this happens, 1 out of 7. What's the probability that they will happen, that they will both happen? So, okay, that would be a multiplication thing. Okay, that's a new concept. We haven't really talked about that
8
yet.
out of 14.
For 2 events to happen simultaneously, you just multiply their probabilities together.
Cross multiplication.
If you cross cancel, you don't cross multiply now.
Realize that now. Thank you.
So I guess we could have reduced that though. So it's 1 in 28. Not very good odds. Oh, they said percentage though. So how do we change that to a percentage? Do 1 divided by 28?
Yeah.
Yeah, to the nearest percent, it's 4% chance.
Yeah.
Okay, the second question, still on 27, is what's the probability that they will both be sophomores? So how many sophomores are there? 5.
When did you 0% that?
Huh?
Sophomore boys, not sophomore
Oh,
girls.
okay. Just kidding.
5 sophomores out of
It's
the
okay.
8. So this would give us the probability that the first slot is filled with a sophomore. What's the probability that, given that this one's a sophomore, what's the probability that this
4 and 7.
4 out of 7? Okay, so you have to multiply those together, so we get 5. Well, we have to divide it anyway, turn it into a decimal percentage.
This one we're.
What's that as a percent?
28.6.
Rounding.
Oh, 29.
What?
I don't know, that's just a guess.
Yeah,
That was a guess.
I thought you were actually doing it.
36.
36.
What's that cool?
Wait, what number was that? It was
27.
27.
Oh, so we're done now.
Did I?
Yeah.
We should just stop there before I make any more mistakes.
29. Find the probability that a randomly generated 3-letter word, so I think they mean it's not actually a word, with no repeated letters, so no repetition, has the following characteristics. All consonants. Uh-oh, how many consonants are there? Do we count Y?
26.
Well, it's sometimes live.
That's not helpful, Lydia.
Don't count live.
Probably Y is a
You
consonant.
like counted it.
What are we talking about?
Consonants.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
It counted as A
word.
as in vowel. So like an X is a consonant. Yeah.
20. It's my guess.
Good job, buddy.
Did I get it right?
A-E-I-O-U.
Girl, you can't count the
It's
five.
5. Give me a
words.
second. Sam.
Okay, yeah, they did not count Y.
R-S-T-L-N-E.
There's 5.
Thanks, 21 tries.
No, 'cause
Okay.
we're marching, you have to add those.
Consonants.
So we've got three
Trey,
spots.
Shut up.
So I added one down.
Okay, here we go. Got 3 spots. What's the probability that the first spot is a consonant?
21.
21 out of...
21.
Okay, now it said no repeats, so we can't reuse the same consonant. What's the probability that the second one's a consonant?
20.
We got 20 left out of the 25. And... I forgot what we're doing, so pattern there. So you multiply those 3 probabilities together. The book did a little different, or a lot different, but I think this one's a better way to do it. Oh, and we're still changing it to a percent, by the way.
Oh. And everything.
51%.
Wait.
Okay, this one, tricky. What's the probability that has at least one vowel?
So.
Okay, let's do it this way. So, actually, there's a much easier way. So let's say if I'm choosing a guy at random in this classroom and the probability was like 44% or whatever, which is probably about right actually.
Yeah.
If it's 44% chance I choose a guy, what's the percent chance I would choose a girl?
66.
56. 56.
I think we're all kind of tired. We're all kind of tired.
All right. So this is all consonants. So to get at least one vowel, that could be one or two or three vowels. That means that would be the opposite of getting all consonants.
So
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so we could just say 30.
49% chance.
Close enough.
Shut up. This is why I stopped answering. I was gonna say something
Yeah,
stupid.
if you think of it as like, what's the chances of getting no vowels as opposed to at least one vowel? These two have to add up to 100 because it's either one or the other.
I said that so silently too, everyone heard it.
Well, you repeated it.
You made the mistake.
That's on you.